I would open my banking app and we'll have like 20 to 40K at any point. Like, and I'm not even, and I'm a kid. We're all at home. It's lockdown. Sales slowed down. I'm like now getting into a deeper pit of depression, anxiety. And then the store literally closed down. Like there was nothing I could do. And then that's when I came back in September saying like, yeah,
I'm back.
And I disappeared because Jesus allowed me to lose it all. I think that was my tagline. Do I focus on the business and keep failing all of my subjects? Or do I drop the business, pass, and go be a lawyer? I needed to slow down and actually find Jesus. Because in my head,
Welcome to another edition of Mindset Profits. This is I know it's going to be one of my favorite episodes already.
Thank you.
Because I have Chioma in the house. You inspired me so much when I saw your videos.
Thank you.
I'm a coach,
Yes.
business coach. I listened to your advice online and you were so on point.
Wow, coming from someone who's like, this is your field, you're a professional at this. I don't have like set business experience as in like I went to school for this stuff. So coming from you, that means a lot.
So the thing that impresses me the most about it is you figured out a whole lot of the stuff that entrepreneurs struggle with. And you're young and you make it so easy. So we're going to do a deep dive in. One of the things, maybe let me let the people know out there, one of the things I had to absolutely do was bring my daughter to watch us shoot this. Because I said there is someone you really have to see.
Oh, thank you.
Because I was so impressed at how well you were doing and how fast you're growing. So I want to make a prediction. You're going to be one of the biggest influencers in the space within the next 10 years. You will be.
Wow.
If you don't stop.
I won't stop. Thank you.
You have what it takes. You are really, really, really good.
Wow. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you that you see me going that far. As for influence, I don't see myself as one, but I guess
you already are.
That's crazy. That's the thing. Like people say that, and I'm like, I'm literally just a girl with a phone that posts. That's how I see myself. It's not even the latest phone, so it's just like, yeah.
Well, it's great that you're starting there. So here's what we're going to do, because she made her first million at 24. So I want to tap into your mindset and just figure out how is it that you made it look so easy?
That's a good question. I think none of it was easy. I think it's just social media, which is why I kind of wanted to also put out the other truth when I came back to TikTok a couple months ago, that it's not as easy as it looks. Mm-hmm. So it was the hardest thing ever, but it's so easy to present like a highlight reel when you do come online. If I made it look easy, that's where I actively try to tell people, actually, if you can, don't do this. If you have options, this one should be your last one, unless it's inside you, unless God put it in you to start a business. I really, because like I also get young people saying, I'm starting or I'm in university or I'm going to varsity, like, can you give me some tips on how to run my business? The first thing I really want to say is, please don't do this. Like, stick to your studies. But then I also want to know, why did you start a business? Because also me, I started a business for a reason as a kid. Mm-hmm. So
what was your reason?
There was a lot of reasons. To sum it up, I started the business because it starts all the way back at a book that I wrote. So it starts where I write this book about the Black community, about the broader African community as well. I write about how I don't feel like we support each other as Black people. Maybe theoretically, but practically, I've never really seen it. So, yeah, and just your day to day interactions and all of that. So, the book never got picked up or published, which I'm grateful for. It was so
I
like
was about to ask.
passionately written as I wrote it at 19. So now when you're 19 at that age, you think like I know things, you know. Also, I was at Wits, I'm studying the stuff that's actually talking about it. So in my day-to-day language was I was talking about Steve Biko, Frantz Fanon, and all of these things. And it just really made
They
me so
put so much
passionate.
fire in you.
Yes,
You had to take it
exactly.
out in a book.
Exactly. And I grew up around white people only, my pretty much my entire life. So now I'm a radical black, maybe even feminist, you can throw it out there. So I was just very passionate. I write this book and then it doesn't get picked up. But the last chapter of the book was called Beauty, which was talking about white beauty standards, the narratives that Western ideals have pushed into Black women in specific. So I
Okay.
thought, okay, the book didn't get picked up, but I still have to do something. There was just a part of me that was raised, which is a different story altogether, where my siblings and I, we're just people who need to we want to do something for ourselves.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm gonna start this business. We're all living off of our parents, obviously, but I also want my own money, so I'm independent. And then it was supposed to be a thing of like, it'll pick up maybe one day, but I'm going to study, do my degrees, get a job in those fields, and then we'll see where this business thing picks up. And then the business, to my surprise, picks up while I'm still studying.
How old were you?
This was COVID. So I was 21 when it started picking up, 21, 22. So yeah, and then it picks up, blows up, make my first 6 figures. Like each month I'm just generating this insane amount of money
How much were you making an average per month
per
at the time?
month. Okay, I can't really say how much. I don't remember. This was 5 years ago, but I can say I would open my banking app and we'll have like 20 to 40K at any point. Like, and I'm not even, and I'm a kid. I'm living we're all at home. It's lockdowns, COVID. I don't need this money, but I have it. So it picks up. Then I switched to law. I was majoring in clinical psychology and sociology. So that's the whole part of like why I was so interested in people, the psychology of Black people, interrelations, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, am I answering your question?
No,
I
you
feel like I
are
just went
answering. You
everywhere.
are. You
Yeah.
are. What do you think worked for you then?
Back
Why did
then.
it work?
Back then, that's actually I was at the right time. I was at the right time at the right the phrase. What is
Right
it?
product,
Right
right
place.
time, right place.
Yes, exactly that. COVID, lockdown, everybody's stuck inside. We're all on our phones. Self-care is this big thing now because we have nothing else to do. My business, because I was selling skincare, hair care, body care, is now I got approved for it to be an essential service back. Yeah, so
You applied for that.
yeah, I applied for it and I didn't think I'd get it, but I was approved. My business
Essential service.
essential.
Beauty.
It's hygiene products. So
Well, that's how you pitched it.
yeah, well, I mean, like, yeah, it is. It's
All right.
skincare,
So
but
the best part of it was timing.
timing. Social media now, we're all on our phones. Everybody's doing these trends. Now I'm speaking from a Gen Z perspective where we're all like, we can't go outside. So now our lives are fully just going to be parasocially online. So, you know, I doubled down on that. It wasn't really on purpose. I was already on social media,
Yeah.
on Instagram, but now it's just like the right place to take this momentum and keep it going.
All right. So,
So, yeah.
you get into social. I get the timing part, and it's good you went there because it does explain the success at
Yeah.
the time. But there's something else. You are good at marketing. Were you that good then? And how do you explain it? Who taught you these things? Because
That's the thing.
goodness, you are.
Am I?
Yo,
Thank you. That's the thing. Like, I don't see myself as good at as marketing.
you are. But anyway,
Thank you.
I'm allowed to have my opinion.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I don't really see myself as good as at marketing because I didn't study it. I just post this stuff and it works. I think number one, that's That's the truth. I think, because the thing is, I think from a perspective of the customer all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think of like, I get bored a lot looking at the how, and
The
it
ads that are
frustrates
out there.
me. Yeah, like, this is a whole separate conversation, and it kind of makes me really angry. I am so infuriated by the lack of effort people put in. You can't put a sale 200 rand face and then a picture of a face wash, and then that's your marketing. And then, okay, that's going to be a whole different tangent. But I just think of
No,
like,
go
I
for it. Go
think,
for it.
okay, can
You
I?
will help someone. Yeah.
Okay. So I look at these brands that have just been spawned on the shelves of Clicks and Dischem. I don't know if I'm going to sound controversial
Yeah.
now. And then I go look at your social media page, because that's the number one thing that most of us in this day and age are going to do. We're going to look online first.
Yeah.
We're not going to go look page through
To
the
check
newspaper
credibility
or,
reviews and stuff.
yes, we're going to go online. And I look at these brands and they don't have a social media presence. Your page is just pictures of your products, and then like a generic stock photo of like a woman holding the products, and it infuriates me because it's like, how did you get to this space? I feel like you didn't earn it, if you get what I mean. From a customer perspective, the only reason I would buy your product is because I saw it on the shelf. But a lot of us buy because of social media. When I saw, like, there's people like my mom who is 50, or, well, she was born in the
Yeah.
70s, and she's not tech savvy as our parents are
Yeah.
usually not. She's on TikTok. That says a lot about the space that we're in, the generation that we're in. The internet is,
Yeah.
our world. So I look from a customer perspective, and I just look at these ads and I'm thinking, who actually cares that your product is on sale? Like, who are you? And for me, I kind of try tell people that you need to pitch from a perspective. Number one, the world is struggling right now. Like, I don't know, this recession thing, people are going to be penny pinches. You need to give us a reason to spend. And you putting sale 200 rand face wash picture, and then that's
That's it.
it. Like, I just don't understand. So for me, I don't necessarily think of myself as good at marketing. I just think of myself as a customer who's tight on money right now. Why would I buy this? And that's why what I think from. Yeah.
But the messaging,
Yeah.
you had to learn messaging at some
At
point,
some point.
somewhere,
Yeah.
because there's a way you put words together to sell a product. That doesn't come from nowhere. Is it natural talent?
There wasn't a formula for me. I think it's maybe because I've been doing this. I naturally just picked it up, I guess. Because, yeah, I think I've just been doing this for so long. I was running the business for 5 years, so it was just practical experience where you start to see what works, what doesn't. When I say this, like, when you see that what you have said or a post you've put up converts to sales, and you start running with it, and then you build on that. Sometimes it will not work anymore, and then you pivot, you pivot, you pivot.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't really know if I can say like there's
It's
this
allowed,
to the thing is, like, I'm not cognitive about it really. The only thing I can say is I just think from a customer perspective.
So you check what works, you experiment. Once you see that I get engagement, I get sales, if I speak in this way, you double
Yeah.
down on that.
Yeah. Like, for example, right now on my TikTok, I have now niched very down. I try to pivot and see what works, what doesn't. For example, I've realized people don't follow me for lifestyle content at all. So I've deleted those posts because they don't get engagement. So now I've now know what not to do and where to very much zero down on it. Yeah. So I guess it's just that. It's just a bunch of trial and error. What works for me might not work for someone else. A lot of what I've done is also an extension of myself. So it might not work for someone else as well. That's why I
True.
say, like, it really needs to be in you if you want to do a business, if you want to market. You need to. I really believe like business is an extension of yourself in a lot of ways. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your TikTok and then we'll come back to, because what I want to do, I want to help people who are trying to start businesses to learn from you in terms of finding customers, marketing, finding suppliers, and just simplifying their process. Because every time I listen to you, the only words that come to my mind is people keep overcomplicating entrepreneurship.
Yes. Yeah. That's so
That's
true.
what comes to mind every time I watch a video of yours. It's like you are preaching that you guys are overcomplicating this. Strip it down to the basics.
Yeah.
And these are the basics.
Yeah. I think, when we think about entrepreneurship, we think about business. What is business? It's just me exchanging my money for a product. Like, honestly, if you really think of it, zero, we're all in business whether we run one or not, right? We're
Yeah.
all participating in it. What I always just think, what would make you want to spend your money on something? Now
Yeah.
think from that perspective, and that's literally it. That's the hardest part of running a business. It's not the suppliers, it's not really much anything except revenue, and which means customers. So yeah.
What do you put your growth on TikTok down to? Because you said you were on 20,000 or so,
23, yeah.
23,000 followers. Then you stopped for a year and you came back. Tell me that story.
And now I'm on, I think I'll be on 60K
Yeah.
either today or tomorrow. Yeah, within like 2 months
So
and a
20 to 60K in 2 months. So you did in two
roundabout.
months what you had done in over a year.
Yeah.
What happened during that 1 year break?
So so people do talk about Christ on this
Yeah.
page. That was literally it. I don't think, I really think everything I said in just these 2 months, if I had said it before I left TikTok, let's say I said it last year, this time last year, I don't think I would have grown that much. I don't think there's really anything I did. It's just when God has sent you and he was put something over you, the fact that you say what I say sounds so easy, that's not, I don't think that's really me. I really do think when
Yeah.
you've been commissioned to, I don't want to like make it
Yeah.
sound like I'm an apostle now
I'll
in a
say go
business
deeper. No,
space.
no.
Yeah, go deeper, man of God, like it's not really that. I just think what I was doing before I came back,
Yeah.
praying. That's literally all I was doing, praying and reading the Bible day and night, crying out to God, please let me out of this wilderness season. But it was the wilderness that is, I'm just a product of it, and it's just beginning now.
What induced it? Why did you stop? Why did you decide to pull out of social media?
So the business was slowing down.
Yeah.
And then because the business is slowing down, I'm not posting anymore. But the business is slowing down because I'm not posting anymore. So that's literally, and then it died.
Wait,
Literally,
I want to go back to this. This is because I see it happen a lot with
yeah.
entrepreneurs. Business is slowing down. It puts you in a horrible state.
Yes.
And because of that, you feel like you can't post a video in that state. You stop posting, you stop marketing, and that causes business to
Feedback
continue
response, and then now you're
going
both,
down. And
yeah,
now, because it continues getting worse, you are getting
you're
worse.
feeding it, it's feeding you, feeding it, feeding, yeah.
So that downward spiral is feeding off each other. You and the business are dragging each other down.
Well, I stopped posting for a reason. There was a very traumatic reason that I stopped posting, which I'll get into another time,
Yeah.
when the time is right. But because of that, then the sales slowed down. Sales slowed down. I'm like now getting into a deeper pit of depression, anxiety. And then the store literally closed down. Like there was nothing I could do because the online store is hosted on a Shopify.
Yeah.
I couldn't pay the rent anymore. It closed down. So actually those few weeks before it shut down, my customers were like, "Where's the products? Where's the stock? When are you restocking?" I can't tell you I'm broke. I don't have the money to restock. So I'm just like, we're working on it. I'm sorry, like logistics issues. But no, I can't buy. There's no stock
Did
because
you
I
turn
can't
off the
afford
buy
it.
button
No, the
to
store's
avoid
still
the
on.
risk of someone placing an order and you can't deliver?
Oh, it was sold out, so you can't buy it anyway. it was marked as sold out on the store. So that's why they'd
Oh,
keep asking, because they're checking, when is it coming back? When is it coming back? And I just say, give me a month or like 2 weeks or whatever. And then eventually disappeared, didn't say anything, shut down, deactivated my Instagram account, deactivated my business's TikTok account as well. I just disappeared. I didn't say anything. And then that's when I came back in September saying, like, yeah, like,
I'm back.
I'm back. And I disappeared because Jesus allowed me to lose it all. I think that was my tagline.
You say that.
Yeah, because he did.
What did you mean?
When,
Those are strong words.
yes, he loves you so much, he would like, what profited a man to gain the world but lose your soul? That's literally what it was.
Goodness. So that was you reconnecting with God during the 1 year
Yeah.
away. Did you study anything? Did you learn, take courses and stuff
No, by studying,
during the 1 year that you were away?
by studying, I would literally I would be reading Christian books, reading the Bible, about to finish it now. I won't get into, I don't want to say
Yeah.
like I've read the Bible multiple times, but I was reading the Bible. That's what I was doing. And I was praying, literally. And that is what happens before somebody, even in the Bible, is released to do something.
Yeah.
There's always a wilderness season. If Jesus had to go through one, Joseph went through one, Job even in some way went through one. A lot of them went through one. You have to. If you're going to do something in God's name, you can't just, everything has been fine the whole time. Where's your wilderness season?
I feel like maybe this question will be unfair for you because I did go through that, but mine was much, much longer. So
Mine
yours,
it was 3 years actually.
oh, so it started and it ran 2 years, and then it's only the 1 year where you even stopped business.
Yeah. It actually started in 2022, but you wouldn't see it online. If you're watching carefully, you could have caught where things started spiraling, but then you can't out race, or you can't strategize your way out of a wilderness. So in a way, we can talk about the natural perspective of why the business fell. I stopped posting, but we can also talk about the spiritual reason, is that I needed to slow down and actually find Jesus. Because in my head, I knew him the whole time. And it was in that space I realized I've actually never known you my whole life. And I'm out here wearing your name, and God won't be mocked. So I had to be taken off to actually get to know him. So that's where I was.
Why do you think the wilderness takes longer for other people?
Disobedience. That's literally it. Remember
I
that
won't extend my question to give you context because I wanted to say why it took longer for me, but anyway.
it took long for me because of disobedience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have been out who knows when, long ago, but I was now trying, that's when I'm like trying to do my own things. At first, it started with when the business died. Now I just didn't know what to do anymore. So what I did is I get up, I start pitching to a bunch of investors, right? And that goes nowhere. And yeah, it was only when I came to that place of nothing working out, so you have no choice but to surrender, which is his grace over you to even get to that point where it's actually an amazing thing that nothing works out for you so much, where you get to the point where you're just like, okay, Jesus, you take the wheel. Because I've tried everything, nothing's working.
How big did your business get before you shut it down?
I lost everything. I had the warehouse, so it was growing so fast. It was just a small 10-meter space at first. And then, I mean, you obviously a 10 meters, 10 square meter space is nothing.
The
So
10 by 10, you started at home,
I started at home.
then you grew to the 10 by 10.
Yes, which is
This
like a
was rented
garage
space, yeah.
space, basically. And then within a few months of that, outgrew it very quickly, got the warehouse. Now I'm like trying to hire people, and it's just not working out for a lot of reasons. There's too
Because
many
you're young
reasons.
as well.
I'm young. I'm doing this for the first time. I'm a kid. In my eyes, anyone 20 under 25 is a child. I was a kid. I'm like 22, 23, 24, trying to do this whole operation for the first time. I did
How
do.
old were the people you were hiring?
They were probably even younger than me by like a year or two. So I was trying to hire them. I had them part-time in this warehouse, but it was mainly just me running it. Me and my partner were like trying to
Yeah.
do this, but then lost everything down to equipment, and that's what I lost.
What did you do with the equipment?
I had to sell it to cover my losses. It was painful because now I've left school for this. So it's more than just, oh, let me go back to what I was doing. I threw it away for this. Well, I
What do
didn't.
you mean you left school?
I was in LLB. So I was halfway through when I have to pick now. Am I going to do this LLB and drop the business?
So you went to law school, and halfway in, business picks up, and now you have to make a decision: do I focus on the business or leave?
Do I focus on the business and fail, keep failing all of my subjects? Or do I drop the business, pass, and go be a lawyer? Now, at that point, I'm thinking, I'm making so much. If I leave this business, I'm leaving so much potential on the table to go be a lawyer, which has a capped salary at the end of the day, when I could continue this and scale this. Now, from a kid's perspective, that sounds like, oh, this is amazing. I'm obviously pick the business, you know? And I regretted it at some point. I don't regret it right now anymore
Yeah.
though, because it had to happen. God is just so sovereign. He knew he factors in your stupidity a lot into the grand scheme. He knows. He knew you'd do this. So he's not even.
God factors in
Yeah,
what?
your stupidity. The thing with Joseph, I want to go into Joseph quickly. He gave him that dream of one day your brothers are gonna worship me,
Yeah.
and then he didn't give him the full picture. I don't think Joseph knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So I do believe God factored in Joseph's stupidity by telling him just that bit without full context. Because obviously, God knows this guy's going to tell his brothers. God could have just not even told him the dream and it
Yeah.
would still happen. He's God, it can make anything happen. So he tells him this one bit, knowing he's going to tell his brothers and run his mouth. And I
Which
guess
he
so,
did.
which he did. And he knows his brothers don't like him already. I don't think that just started recently. And now that happens. That's God factoring your stupidity for the grander scheme of things. That's how I
I
see
have
it.
never seen it that way.
Yeah. He knew the whole time this boy is going to say something. He doesn't even know what the dream means.
What was the discussion with the parents like when you were saying, I'm leaving law school for my business?
So basically it was I remember very vividly that night or that afternoon I called my mom. Now I'm already taking care of myself. I've moved out. And I call her and I'm like, I'm thinking of pursuing this business. Like I want to leave. And she said, like, absolutely not. Like, don't do this. And so that discouraged me. Her arguments was fair that it could flop, you know? Her argument was it was harsh, but it was fair. Um, and then I get a scholarship that very night or the next night. Basically, instantly, I get a scholarship to study entrepreneurship online. It was just a certificate, so it's nothing like major.
Yeah.
I get the scholarship from Miel Organics, and then I now take that as a sign that this is what I am meant to do. I'm passionate about this. I hate law with a passion. It is so like everybody's doing it. You think it's easy. I thought it was easy. It was the hardest thing ever. Like, yeah, I was failing. So already before the business is picking up, I'm already failing. So that discussion ended there. I said, okay, I won't. And then I silently drop out. I didn't tell anyone, and I didn't really even have to because I'm fully independent. I'm paying my own rent, my own car, my own. So it's like whether I do or not, you
It will
know,
take them ages to even figure
to
out that
figure
what you
out.
did.
Yeah, because actually, but at the point they found out, I was already doing so well. So it doesn't look like a what have you done, you know? Yeah, I was doing already very
What
well.
was the conversation like when the business failed?
Oof. It was,
And you'd come back home and say, I need your help.
yeah. Um, it was there was a lot of interventions, a lot of what are you doing with your life, a lot of, and it just came from a worried place. It was very traumatic to go through that also. That's a whole different thing. Oh, I wrote a book about this whole experience, by the way, from the beginning to up until now. So I go deeper into it at the about what that was like.
Is the book out?
No, we're still in it. Like we're literally living it right now as we speak. So
What
yeah,
timelines are we working with? There will be someone who want to buy the book.
it's not done. Imagine you read the book and it ends at she lost everything, full stop. So at the end of this, God must still get the glory. So it's still unfolding. And this is it unfolding right now.
Because you've gone back to TikTok to rebuild. Now, why did you feel the need to tell people when your business went down that the business has gone down? These were my suppliers. If you want this branding, go here. If you want that, go there. You literally told people your entire business model. You didn't
Yeah.
hide anything.
Yeah, I just feel like there's not, what do I have to lose also as well by sharing things? Number one, I shared that the business fell to kind, that's where I started now sharing the reality of running a businesses and what it looks like online. That you guys saw a successful young 20 something year old who's doing so well. She has this warehouse, she has this business, she's working with all of these celebrities, influencers. You guys saw that. You guys didn't see that this was a dying business. So that's where I came on and I said, also, it was honestly be, because of the wilderness season.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to come back and tell a different testimony after this. And I'm not even going to say mark my words. I'm going to say mark the word of God, that at the end of this, something is going to come out to give God the glory. So that's why it was embarrassing to come back and say my business fell, but I know it's not going to end here.
I like that you're saying you'll come back with a different testimony. And we don't have, I already gave my prediction based on what I
Thank
saw.
you.
You are going there. I don't doubt it. What do you have to
Thank you.
say to a child that's in the catch 22 position that you're in of business is potentially doing well, or I've got talent and I can see it, but there's this school thing and these two are pulling me in two different directions. If you had to go back there, where would your mindset be now?
Oof, it's so dependent on factors. For me, there would be a point where, personally, if I could go back in time and tell myself, at some point I would have absolutely said, please stay in law school. If you don't want to do law school, please continue your honors and your masters. Go be the clinical neuropsychologist you thought you would be. Now I know I'm on the right path. So for someone else, I would say, please have a degree at least. Just have a degree.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Also, the value of it, you just don't take off the table.
yeah, but I also feel like it's so dependent on a lot of things. But if you are coming from a place where you don't have a family to fall back on, for example, you don't come from a privileged background, you, I think, stay in school for sure. Don't run ahead and try do a business. It will still be there. And I know it's kind of like unfair to say, because now you can be shifted into this parallel path where, like this parallel universe
Yeah.
path where you could have run this business, it could have been successful, and then now you're in school and you're stuck there in a country with high unemployment. I know it's so factor dependent. So I really think that's where I don't separate God from business. The two cannot exist separately. Whether you are a believer or not, you are, the wealth that you even have as an unbeliever is not even yours, it's God's. And he can take it away from you and give it to the righteous. I think that's somewhere in Proverbs, like the wealth
Yeah.
of the wicked is stored up for the righteous.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, God is still there. So has he told you to do a business? If he hasn't, then don't do it. I think, I don't know if that
No,
answers
no, you
the
do answer
question.
me.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about starting a business. How do I start a business in two ways? One, with limited money or no money, if I don't have a lot of money, what would the process of starting a business look like? The second way, maybe you can start with the second. Can you divorce the power of social media from entrepreneurship? There are a lot of business owners that don't have the skill and feel like social media is something that's a stretch for me to introduce in my business. Because even if I want to, I don't know what to do, where to start. And if I post, it's someone in Durban who's going to see a post, and I'm based in Limpopo somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not going to do anything for me because there's confusion around that.
Mm.
Is it relevant for me? And how long would it take me to even learn how to do this thing? So business and social media, where are you at on that?
Business and social media
Yeah.
are like this in this day and age. Unless you want to be handing out pamphlets that
Which
we're
many
going to
people do.
throw away anyway, I feel like it is the most cost effective way. You get a higher ROI on 0 rand as opposed to handing out pamphlets that most of us are going to throw away anyway. If you reach someone in Durban, it's also unlikely the algorithm pushes you into people in your space as
Okay.
well. So for me, the people I reach are mainly in Gauteng, and I have my location off. I don't post that I'm in Gauteng, but the
Oh,
algorithm just knows.
you turn off your location
Yeah,
on all platforms.
yeah.
Doesn't it give you the risk of sending your post to Zambia, for example,
And
when you're here,
um no, not
and then you
really.
can't fulfill an order?
Not really. And even if that were the case, I can still send it to Zambia. I can still send it to
Or you'll
Durban.
figure it out?
Yeah. I don't think that's a unless you're offering a service that you can't ship, then I don't think it's an issue at all. You have to be on social media. You have to. If our parents are using it to look up what are the people saying, that says so much. And these are people who didn't grow up with cell phones and the internet. You have to in this day and age.
How do you go about choosing which platform to have presence in?
Use You don't have to use all of them. I would just say the top two have to be Instagram and TikTok. Focus on TikTok first. That is where even the YouTubers had to switch to short form content on TikTok because that is the number one platform in the world right now to grow any sort of following. If you have a YouTube, you push people from TikTok to YouTube. I really feel like you could grow a YouTube channel much faster from TikTok. And then they all work different. So start with TikTok and Instagram, but they are different. So don't use Instagram tactics on TikTok. But also I
What's
don't
the
think
difference?
Okay, so I haven't used Instagram in a while, so I can't really say I'm speaking from a place of knowledge. But when I came to TikTok, I was trying to use Instagram tactics on TikTok, and that's where you get stuck in the what they call the 200 view count jail. It doesn't work the same, especially back then in 2020. I can't, you actually, oh, I feel like I'm saying so much at the
No,
same
no,
time,
no. Go.
but you can't post what you
Post
did.
on the side.
Yeah. And also, when my business was big on Instagram, when I posted back then, I cannot post now if I'm to come back to Instagram. The whole thing's changed. We've moved beyond pictures now, storytelling, videos, entertainment. So, yeah.
So even on Instagram now, you do more stories than pictures. You don't focus on pictures.
I'm not on Instagram as a business,
Okay.
so I can't really speak. But yes, before the business closed down earlier this year, I was doing reels on number one over pictures. You have to talk. Yeah.
And TikTok for a business, what would make them grow?
Tik
Because
mm.
the question would be, people are on TikTok for entertainment, and if I start posting stuff about my product, that will lock me in the 200 views.
It's not actually really the case. It's just about messaging. How do you frame this in a way? We are customers, and we don't like being sold stuff to, but we can buy a product only because we saw it on TikTok. But if we saw it on TikTok as someone saying, buy my product, it's so good, you're not going to buy it. But the messaging that you put behind it matters a lot. So you can still storytell for a product, storytell for a business. It just be entertaining. That's the whole reason we all use TikTok. We add value. Doesn't even mean you have to make jokes now and start dancing. It doesn't really mean that. Add value. Teach people. That's also a form of what that's also another reason we use social media. We want to learn things. So that also is why
Yeah.
I helped people find suppliers. I shared it. It helps people as well, and in turn it brought people to my page. That's how it was. I'm not gonna That's how the
You
page,
started growing.
yeah, because I was adding value.
In a way, you're not afraid of competition, because if you were to go back to the same business, you've created your own competition,
Have I?
essentially.
No, never. I don't even, I really, really believe we can sell the exact same bottle of water, same packaging, everything. We are not competition because of the story I put out is the different from the one you put out. Your story is, let's say your bottle of water is great for hosting. It's the bottle of water you need this
Yeah.
December as a host. My bottle of water is best for hiking. That's my story. We're not even the competition. So it's just about messaging, I think. Yeah. So even if I gave out a supplier for a soap I made, I calculated this yesterday, 53,000 Rand off just this one bar of soap. I gave the supply away, and I can come back and sell the same soap, and I gave you my supplier. I can still make the money from that thing because of the messaging behind it. If I sell, if you buy from the supplier as a supplier versus you buying the same soap from me as a lifestyle brand, as a, if you buy this, you are buying into this lifestyle, into
Yeah.
what the branding represents. It's two completely different products that do the same thing.
Once you've branded them. All right. So there's something that you said. I wanted to ask you and pick your brain on it. You said you don't offer courses anymore.
Oh, I
Actually,
never have.
you don't offer online courses because you feel like it's unfair to charge people money for something they can get on ChatGTP.
Yes. Yeah.
Explain that.
I mean, this thing,
Because clearly someone was asking if you've
a
got
lot of
courses.
people every day, I don't think I get, my inbox is flooded, and I don't think one day goes by where people are like, can I please pay you? Or, and I just cannot accept your money at this point. I don't think it's the time to, number one. Number two, it's really not hard. Everything I know was free. Even the scholarship I got, let's say I didn't get it, I would have still learned what it taught me off YouTube. Everything is free. I learned how to code. You don't need coding for Shopify, but there's some things back then before it was streamlined. You needed to code in a way. I learned that off YouTube. I learned how to set up an email or domain before it was so streamlined off YouTube, where it was actual coding. I learned how to set up everything, YouTube, suppliers, which box supplier
Finding
near me. Like,
suppliers.
it's so easy. And I'm gonna charge a course to tell you
Not
to
as
do
easy
that.
as you're making it.
But it
But
is.
let me ask it this way. How long did it take you to figure out these things?
Mm,
Branding,
mm.
hosting, creating the website, the landing pages, the marketing messages, distribution. How long would you say it took you to learn and figure out those?
Um, I would say 3 years. Yeah.
And then someone says, I wish I could pay you 2,000 to learn all that 3 years in a week.
The thing is, like, I already, everything I know, I have literally already said it. So if somebody, I've condensed those 3 years
Uh-huh.
or those 5 years into the 2 months I've been back on TikTok. There's nothing else I can tell you, which is also like when people message and they're like, can you please help me start a business? I promise you, there's nothing I can tell you I haven't said already for free. It's all on
Just
those videos.
scroll on my page.
Yeah. And you want to pay me to tell you something I've
I've
already
already said.
said. Yeah.
Okay.
I've said I'm literally not hiding anything.
You really don't want to take people's money, eh?
Not in this way. No. No, it's not my passion to be a coach, for example. I know I could, but it's not what I want to do right now.
No, it's there's no problem in it. Like if this could be a passion project for you, that I want to see how many people I lift as I rise. That's a good line. And it's a let's go back to the question that I had asked you. How then do I start a business if I don't have a lot of money? I've seen posts where you say this is how I'd start if I had $100, 2,000 rands.
Yeah. So I started with 1,000 rand when I started my business at 19. That was the allowance money my dad was giving my siblings and I each month. So I started with that. Um, it's possible. That's all I can say. Some people didn't believe me. I think they believe me now that I said I lost it all. That yeah, I actually did make 1,000,000 rand from 1,000 rand. Some people didn't believe me back then, but I think it's easier to believe me now when you can see I am genuine when I'm telling my story. You can just start with what you have. What I first started with, I had 6 bottles of shea butter and like 6 blocks of African black soap, because that's where I knew where to find it. And I started with I started where I was with what I had. A
Yeah.
1,000 rand, I know where to get shea butter and black soap. And that's how you do it. Rinse, repeat, put the money back, rinse, repeat. Yeah,
Try and describe that process of starting with 1,000 rands. What did it look like practically, and how you were
practically.
growing?
So that was back when before I had an online store, that was back on campus days. I put posters up. That was my first marketing, is posters on campus. And then I made it bright so it stands out. Put my number there. People would scratch my number out, put their numbers out. And then that's why I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. And then because I'm paying for this stuff too now. I'm a student. I don't have money to keep putting up posters and all of that. So that's when I went to Instagram. And because I already had like somewhat of a core base from campus, I pushed them to Instagram. And then from Instagram, I started doing paid ads. So yeah, and it was cheap, 50 Rand. This was now back in those days. So I don't know if 50 Rand stretches much now, but literally
How
50
many years back?
Rand. This was
So it
2020.
would probably 80 now with inflation.
Yeah, if that's what you can start with that. 100 Rand is fine.
Who taught you how to do ads? Were you boosting?
Yeah.
You're not going into ads manager and optimizing. You're just
Nope.
boost my post. That's
Yeah,
it.
just connect your card to Instagram app. You set the target audience you want, and it boosts. I don't know what it looks like now, but nobody taught me. I just put my card details in. Customers came in, and then that's it. Yeah,
Is it not that you are just having an extra bit of courage that many people or ordinary people don't have?
maybe.
Because you are not afraid to take a chance on a business idea.
Maybe that's why I think things are a lot more simple than they are to someone else.
Yeah.
For example, if I'm talking to a doctor or a scientist and they say something, and I'm like, from an outside perspective, I'm thinking it's not that easy. What you're saying isn't as, maybe that's
Yeah.
what I'm coming off as. Um, I think so. I think so, yes. And I think to be an entrepreneur, you have to. You have to be strange. You have to be a bit bold. And it's not naturally me as well. I'm actually very reserved. I think I'm also very quiet. So it's not a persona online, it's still me, but I want more for myself, and you have to do more, I think.
I want you to say, as we wrap up, a word to young girls out there. I know mine is here.
Yeah.
Just young girls out there, just to inspire and encourage them.
Is this where I look into the
Nah,
camera? No,
no, no, no.
okay.
You
No.
can continue.
A word to young girls out there. Be independent, please. I know this sounds cliche. Please have your own money. Um, Go to school. Yeah, if you can't go to school, there's always something you can do.
Why is that so important? Be independent, make your own money.
As a woman, ooh, it's your the whole trajectory of your life can change just because you don't have money. Um, don't fall into that. Some people don't even have the choice to not fall into that. Some people are fortunate enough not to fall into the hands or the mercy of the wrong person. But when you have your own money, you have your own life. Nobody can tell you anything anymore. You don't have to live at someone else's mercy. People speak to you differently as well. Not, I don't even think this is just as a woman, as a person. You need to have your own thing, be your own person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming through. What should we look forward to?
Um Besides the book that I don't know when will come out, honestly, I don't know. We're just looking forward to whatever God has in store.
It's going to suck to so many people who follow you and wonder, why is this girl not monetizing this talent?
I tried to,
You
like,
could
with
literally call a seminar and say, $800, come, I'll teach you how to start a business, and fill up the room.
people have said
You
that.
know that, right?
People tell me every day. But the thing is, like, what can I tell you that I haven't said already, you know? Or maybe I don't know. Maybe there's questions people have that I haven't answered. It's just from what I have, what I know, I've already said it. So yeah.
This is the case of you not applying your own lesson, the number one lesson you gave at the start. The one thing that has made you succeed is you always think about the customer first.
Mm.
In this decision, you're thinking on your perspective a little bit, though.
Mm. No, I
I'll
get that.
challenge you to go and reflect on it. Because if so many people are asking for it, there's a reason behind it. You could be ignoring it.
It's true.
Do it and do it for free if you want to, and find a way. But someone's life will be changed, and you want to help people.
So you think I should, from
People need implementation when it comes to content that you learn works differently. You could teach me something now and teach me something for the next year. I'll learn, get excited, implement nothing until someone else comes in person, teaches me in a different way. But because of how they frame things, I go and act on it immediately. You are that to some people.
wow.
So that's what they're calling it. They're
I see.
calling for when they're saying, please do something for me. They feel like if I was in a room with you and asked you my questions, things could change for me.
I didn't really think of it that way. So thank you. I think if it's what the people want, I guess eventually, at this season in my life right now, I do feel like there's a lot more I'm still learning, but I am gonna take that. Okay, maybe it is selfish if people are saying, but we want to pay you. I guess, okay, it's for a reason. I'm thinking I've already told you what I know, but okay, I understand that other perspective now. I understand it now.
I'm glad. And I'm not saying go take people's money if you don't feel like you want
Yeah,
to take people's money. You could make it free. You could
I can make it free.
charge for what the venue charges you for people to enter or whatever, in not take the money.
I think also because I'm still in a season of trying to figure out what the next step is. It's also, it wouldn't really make sense. I can help people in retrospect.
Yeah.
Right now I'm still in a space where I don't know what's happening.
Which is fair.
Every day I come onto TikTok, I don't know what's happening.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
Which is fair. Look, if it's something that you want to do later,
Yeah.
when you reach a certain stage or milestone, that's still fine. So it means you're coming from a good place. And when you
Thank
do
you.
get to do it, I want to be there. Front row seat when you do
Thank
these
you.
things, I'll be there.
Oh,
Make
to have
sure.
the coach here, that would be an honor. Thank you. This means a lot coming from you, genuinely, because I've seen your page. You speak to big people. The fact that I'm in this room speaking to someone like you and who has spoken to the people that you have, I
And
don't
that
take that
person is
lightly.
saying go teach somebody.
Yeah.
A lot of people are making changes because of what you teach. So
Wow.
clearly, you're speaking to them, and they are saying, "We need you. We need more." Think about it.
I will. Thank you for the perspective. I will think about it and I'll make it proper.
When
Just
you are ready, you don't have to
yeah.
force things. Just think about it.
Okay. I will. Thank you. I really will. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us till this time. See you in the next episode. And do pop in the comments. I pray 20, 30 people tell her, please,
Wow.
we need that seminar.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.